On a crisp autumn morning in early October 2022, in the quiet suburbs of Portland, Oregon, the Harrison family began the day with an ordinary task: clearing out their long-neglected attic. As Margaret Harrison pulled away an old blanket from a dusty corner, she froze. There, inside a battered cardboard box lined with scraps of insulation, lay three tiny, hairless creatures, their eyes sealed shut. They were newborn squirrels, barely the size of her thumb, trembling from the cold. There was no sign of their mother. Margaret called out for her husband, Daniel, who carefully lifted the box into the light. "They're so small, they can't survive out here alone," he murmured. Their teenage daughter, Emily, looked on, wide-eyed, as one of the babies let out a faint squeak. Without hesitation, they decided the squirrels would stay. The Harrisons quickly prepared a small crate lined with soft towels and placed it near a heating pad to keep the newborns warm. A trip to a local wildlife center provided them with specialist squirrel milk formula, along with instructions on feeding every 2 hours, even through the night. The first weeks were exhausting. Margaret would rise at midnight and again at 3 a.m., gently cupping each fragile body in her hands, guiding the tiny mouths to the bottle. Daniel managed the heating, making sure the temperature never dropped. Emily, though often bleary-eyed before school, took her turn at feeding, whispering soft encouragement as the babies drank. There were moments of doubt. Some nights, they feared the weakest of the three, whom Emily had named Willow, would not survive until morning. Yet each dawn brought tiny victories: a stronger grip around a finger, a louder squeak, a tail that began to fluff. By late November, the once blind babies had opened their eyes to the world. Hazel, the largest, was bold and curious, leaping onto Emily's shoulder. Maple, the middle sibling, preferred curling up in the warmth of a jumper pocket. Willow, the smallest, surprised them all with her boundless energy, darting around the living room like a tiny streak of sunlight. As winter melted into spring, the squirrels grew sleek and agile. They clambered over furniture, chased each other through the Harrison garden, and joined the family on weekend picnics in Forest Park. Neighbors stopped by just to see them, often leaving with smiles and the scent of fresh acorns tucked into their coat pockets. By the summer of 2023, the bond between the Harrisons and their adopted squirrels was undeniable. The attic discovery had transformed into a living reminder of compassion's quiet power. The family knew that, in time, the squirrels would be ready to return to the wild, but for now, they were cherished companions, playful, mischievous, and deeply loved. This all started as an accident, Daniel reflected one evening as the squirrels curled up together in their blanket-lined crate. But it's taught us something important, that sometimes the smallest lives can make the biggest difference to your own. In the end, the Harrisons' attic was no longer a dusty, forgotten space. It had become the birthplace of a story about care, patience, and the fragile beauty of life. Proof that, in the quiet corners of the world, extraordinary bonds can take root when kindness takes the lead.